In this week's programme, Diane finds out about circuit racing, the lads are in Blackpool, and Jeff talks leather.
Hi, well, you've heard about leathers and you've heard about CE marking, I'm sure. And I'm on the Crowtree stand. You've probably heard of Crowtree as well. And I have with me Alec Bourne, who is the owner of Crowtree Leathers. Alec, tell me a little bit about your leathers in particular and CE marking.
Well, the leathers are actually made, all handmade, made to measure, to the highest spec, to Dr. Woods' CE marking. Been through all the testing with Woods at Cambridge, and they're made to the highest spec they can actually do to protect yourself if you come off a motorcycle. So
if a quick rundown on these are, is it 1.6 mil is supposed to be minimum?
1.516, and then it's 2 more layers on the outside, which gives you 3 layers of leather, which amounts to a lot. And in Dr. Woods' test, and actually 1 point on the elbow will last 51 seconds going down the road, which is a long, long time in one area. It'll amount to like crashing all year once a weekend, and it'll cope with that. So
really good protection from this one. Yeah. And see there under your hand, this is some of the padding that you actually use.
That's for the impact, not the abrasion, but what happens with this is, this goes inside the suit, like that, and that is fixed on the inside, and that actually absorbs the impact when you land on the road, and it works absolutely superbly, along with the leather. But the combination of the 3 layers of leather, the impact absorber, the combination of the 3 work absolutely brilliantly together.
And so, and you fit this, as we can see, shoulder pads, yeah. Elbow.
Three layers of leather on the inside of the shoulder, which stops it abrasing through in a quick time, and then this absorbs the impact. Prices vary. You can start off with a suit which is fully lined, all ready to ride, from $475 upwards to $1,475, depending on how much you want to spend. We will tell you what to have on safety, but as far as the gimmicky bits and the lettering and the design, that's entirely up to the customer.
Another leathers manufacturer, equally well known perhaps, MW, which is Mike Willis's company. Mike, your leathers, you've got a terrific range here. This CE clothing thing has caused a fair bit of confusion, but what's your view on it? A good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing in general. The fact that people can actually have a set of leathers made to a standard that you have to adhere to has got to be good for, you know, for the manufacturing side.
Yeah. And so for the guy in the street, which you unkindly call the punter, don't you? But nevertheless, at least he does know that he is getting a standard.
Absolutely, yeah.
You've got some padding down here, and I see it's got the magic mark on it, the CE marking. Yep. What can you tell us about this piece? What's this made of?
I'm not sure of the actual compound of the material, but what it's made of is very supple, and it moves and bends and shapes itself to the body. And the more you wear it, when it absorbs the heat of the body, it becomes more supple. So it's very comfortable to wear. And the leather, the abrasion side, is taken care of by the leather, as you can probably see from this.
So that looks after the impact absorption.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the leather does the rest.
That's right.
Yeah, this leather suit that you've got here, this was one of your customers who came to Tumble?
Yeah, that's one of my old sets of leathers. That's about 8 years old, and it came back for repair and a little bit of patching up. You can see on the sides where it's actually come down. This was a spill of about 80 miles an hour.
Well, if I just hold it up a bit, perhaps you can tell us about it. Was he okay? I should ask you first.
Yeah, he's fine, yeah. This was actually before the days of CE marking. So you can see where the leather's wore away on the side there, but it hasn't actually penetrated through the leather. But we've always used body armour as such.
So this has got padding underneath it, and is that 2-3 layers?
It's 3 layers.
Tell me, I'm a vegetarian, so I have a bit of a problem with wearing leather. Don't laugh. But do you get many inquiries from vegetarians and sort of say, what should I do? Can you do anything for me or whatever?
Yes, we do get quite a few inquiries through the year. But basically, there's only one thing that's going to really look after your body, and that's leather. And it's repairable as well. Gore-Tex materials are fine, but you don't get a close fit with Gore-Tex. It's a looser fitting garment, which doesn't protect you as well.
Yeah, it just seemed a bit strange to me, sort of riding around in animal skins at the end of the 20th century. It's something we've been doing for thousands of years, isn't it?
Yeah, we started a long time ago, didn't we?
Well, we've said that CE marking can produce a confused image to people. Here we've got a whole range of suits, which I wouldn't say they're confusing, but nevertheless the buyer has got to be able to pick just what he wants out of this lot. And I have with me Mark Withy of Sisbury Leathers, and he sells loads of leathers, as you can see. Mark, perhaps you could take us through a few of these.
Most of the suits that you can see here will be off-the-peg Italian suits. From a CE point of view, most Italian suits will now be coming through with CE marked body armour in the suits. To go further than that, the Italian factories are fairly unlikely to get involved with full CE marking of their complete suits.
Do you find, just picking you up on that, do you find that it does confuse people in that it's CE marked body armour but not the suit as a whole? Has that caused some confusion?
It did do on the inception of the CE thing really towards the start of last year. Now people are fairly clear that it really is the more specialist manufacturers that are really producing an off-the-peg CE suit. The fact that the body armour is now CE marked is a little bit more relevant to them. They're understanding that what's retained in the suits is marked, not the suits themselves. So it's getting a bit clearer. I think in the long run it has to be a good thing because it's making the manufacturers make more of an effort with the products that they're producing, and it possibly will mean that there may be less manufacturers in the future because of the lengths that they have to go to make a quality product. So at the end of the day, now that most of the confusion is over, I think it's probably a good thing.
JTS Leathers is another name that you've all seen in the motorcycle press, and Simon Hall is their sales manager. Simon, you've got a hell of a range of leathers here. Would it be true to say your sort of leathers are more of the sort of fashion leathers? They're not actually designed as CE full protection suits?
Although our leathers, for the most part, don't carry any CE protection or haven't been tested in this country, it's not really true to say they're not sort of fashion leathers. They are made for the bikes, yeah, although they're aimed at the prices people want to pay. People have a budget, most people's budget, sort of around the sort of £120 mark.
Yeah, and so you meet the need of someone who wants some protection, but they know what they're buying, they're not confused, they know what they're getting, and you're happy with that setup?
Yeah, bikers know what they want.
Yeah.
Unless they're a first-time biker, when we can give them the sort of expert knowledge from our part, but most people know what they want.
So just to give some example, what are you actually doing here today? Give us an example of a suit. Is this part of a two-piece suit?
Yeah, two-piece suit, but we sell them as separates.
Yeah.
So people can choose a jacket that fits, choose the trousers that fit. Doesn't matter if you're in old shape, and it all zips together like a proper two-piece suit.
Yeah, and that's a popular thing for a lot of touring and sports riders. So how are you finding the salopettes? Are they still popular? I mean, with touring riders, they used to be very popular.
Yes, still are. Yeah, especially with the sort of older biker, which there are a lot of now.
Yeah. So the Germans were very keen on it as well, weren't they? And you had this big bulging beer gut.
It covers the beer gut quite nicely. Yeah.
That's a real lady biker. A real female biker. Who is?
Heather Armstrong.
And you do?
Well, last year I was a member of Team BFP Made in Britain, and we did a 6-hour endurance race at the end of September.
Can I just look at your forearms? Wow, you can always tell. Well, she says I look normal, but I also know a toned forearm when I see one. Now, I passed my test last year. I still admit to being very much a novice, and until I do my advanced, I need to build up a little bit more skill, a little bit more confidence, until I know how to control my adrenaline rush when I'm building up speed. But because to do a track day, I suppose it's about confidence and technique, is it?
It's about confidence and technique, but we provide the tools to give you that confidence. If you want to go out on your own at the back of a group with an instructor, then it won't take long for you to get that confidence.
How do you find being a woman in racing? Do you find it rubs the guys up the wrong way, or do you find there's a really good camaraderie?
It's absolutely brilliant, but once you're on the racetrack, you're not a woman, you're a racer. And they made that very clear.
So what a guy's quite respectful towards you on your bike. I mean, do you take over guys? Do you actually race against guys?
We did in the 6-hour endurance. Yeah, there was 46 teams entered. We were the only women, full stop, and we were certainly the only women team. Yeah.
I have to say I read about that, and I was very impressed when I was reading about it. What's coming up for you this year?
We're not entirely sure. We have got some interest in running us during the year, but we haven't made a decision yet as to whether to go ahead with it or not. I work in the city, and I don't really want it interfering with my career either.
Oh, what's that? Can I quickly ask what you do?
Yeah, I'm a project financer in a Dutch bank.
a project financer in a Dutch bank and a female racer. I am so honoured. This is fantastic. You're a real inspiration. What do you think about more women getting into biking?
We want women to come on the tracks. We want women to sign up. Myself and another lady will be there. We're prepared to take women around at whatever speed they want to go. And men too, if the men feel a bit intimidated and they want to come out for a good day out and they've never been out before.
Sell it, girlfriend! Sell it, girlfriend!
We'll show them round too.
Excellent. I mean, and the fear factor. Do people get very nervous? I mean, we see the pros doing it, and we all dream of the knee down and the 120, 130 mile an hour speeds. How do you approach this with people who you can think that they're full of ego, they're full of, yeah, I can do it, and then they get to doing it, it's like, what am I doing? How do you cope with that?
Well, we keep a supply of stabilisers specifically for that type of person, usually men. But no, we try and say to people, don't try and get your knee down. It's something that may or may not come in time. It's not necessary. It's all down to style. But if you're comfortable, it may happen, and then you can brag about it.
Heather, it's been an absolute pleasure. Give me one of those handshakes again.
Custom bikes is a massive growing market these days, and this is the one that I've been playing with lately. It's Honda's VF 750 Custom. This is Matt Jackson from John Hall's here at Blackpool. Now, Matt, this is VF V4. It's based loosely around Honda's absolutely amazingly good VFR 750, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's loosely based around. It's a V4, same engine configuration. It's a gear. It's not got the gear-driven cams like the VFR. It's cam chain, but yeah, it's a nice all-round custom bike that's got performance as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with this, because it is quite a good performer. But custom bikes have a reputation for being a bit of a slug, really, don't they? They don't perform well. They don't brake brilliantly. They don't do anything really well, but they just look nice.
Yeah, they've broke the mould really on with a V4. They've obviously got the performance there, the engine displacement, and not got the. It's got a lot more performance than like a V-twin. Yeah, the 600 is nice to ride, but the 750's just got that more legs, you know.
Yeah. But it's a big market now, custom. I mean, every manufacturer you look at seems to be making a custom bike. Is it a thing of the future? Is everyone going custom mad?
Yeah, it seems to be. If you walk around the NEC show at Birmingham last year, and everyone was at it, you know, it wasn't just Harley, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki. Everyone has got a custom bike in the range. Honda, probably the better, you know, the more extensive range for everyone. But yeah, they seem to be on the up.
Yeah, because I mean they do a full range Honda, don't they? I mean everything from a 125, so you don't have to have £8,000–9,000 to ride a custom bike these days. You can get one to suit every kind of rider.
No, like we said, the 125, you can take your test on it. You can ride about. You can go on to the 250, 600, 750. Obviously, they've got the new one, the Valkyrie, that's on its way.
Yeah, but I've told Wayne to be here today because I've told him to bring his gear, and I've got my fancy custom jacket on. He's not turned up. I don't think you wouldn't mind if I took Wayne for a ride on the back of this, but
yeah, I could just touch the floor on that as well.
He might just get his feet on the pegs on this one, yeah. But perhaps Wayne will turn up along the way. If you like the wind in your face and picking the flies from your teeth, this might be right up your street. At £7,700, it's an excellent posing machine, and it's not out of place cruising up and down any promenade. It's certainly one of the better performing custom bikes, handling remarkably well, and it's very, very comfy.
At the shop waiting for what's this? You said bring me gear, we're going to Blackpool for the day.
Your bike gear? Well, I was going to take you for a ride on the bike, but if you can't get the message right, well, sorry. You know, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been doing a little bit of touring around the country. I've been doing some scratching around the country lanes, and I've also been commuting in and out of a very busy city centre. So perhaps you'll be wondering which 2 or 3 bikes I've been using. Well, for touring, I've been using this, a Honda VFR 750. For scratching around the country lanes, I've been using this, a Honda VFR 750. And for commuting, I've still been using this, the VFR 750. Truth is, this bike does a little bit of just about everything you could possibly want from a motorcycle, and it does them all really, really well. But it's sad time today for me, because this thing's got to go back to the dealer, which I borrowed it from. So, well, it's not due back for a few hours yet, so time for one last blast. And it certainly can blast. The V4 motor delivers the 97 brake horsepower smoothly throughout the revs, sounding a little like a Ducati up to a point. Whatever it is you want from a bike, at a touch under 9 grand the VFR does the lot. And the brakes aren't bad either.
Wayne, what on earth are you doing here, sat here drinking tea?
I've been sat in this forking calf for 4.5 days.
There's no need to be like that.
That's what you said to me, that's what it's called. The Biker's Cafe in Blackpool.
The Fork in Calf?
That's what it's called, mate.
No, it's not. It's our kind of biker friendly.
I've watched 28 videos a day. I've had 79 cups of tea. And I've had more breakfast than you've ever seen in your life.
So what is it, this place? A biker friendly cafe, is it then?
It's probably the only one in the northwest, I reckon.
No.
Never seen one before.
No, I've not, no. Very smart, isn't it?
When we do our little trip and we go around Rivy Barn and up to Devil's Bridge, we'll have to include the Forking Cafe at Blackpool.
We will, without a doubt.
In fact, we'll have a day out.
Because it's going to be buzzing in the summer, this place.
A day out on a bike that you arranged for me to have a road test on.
Well, you keep... Oh, sorry, Wayne. If you can't turn up on time, you know, what are you going to do?
I'm going to say nothing else about time.
Right, which reminds me. I'll see you later. I've got a bit of riding to do.
Oh, why don't you enjoy yourself? I'll just sit here and wait for my bike to turn up.
Well, all good things for me, unfortunately, have to come to an end. I've had a cracking time with this VFR 750, storming bike. I'm back now at John Hall's. Unfortunately, I've got to give it back. And in fact, I've just seen Matthew out the corner of my eye coming across the car park. And Matthew, hi Matthew. This is a cracking bike. I suppose you want this, do you?
I've got a finance agreement in my pocket, Paul. If you give us a signature, you can take it away with you.
On my wages, you must be joking, mate. Yeah, take that key before I'm tempted. This is a great bike. I've done a bit of everything on this. There's nothing really it can't do. It must be one of the top selling bikes in your showroom.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just never stopped selling. It's been out since '86. It's had a major change in 1990 with the swinging arm, but every couple of years they update it. You know, bodywork goes, you know, a bit more aerodynamic, a bit more modern looking.
I suppose Honda's thinking is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go, really. Yeah, if they sell them in numbers, yeah, can't fault the bike, really.
Well, I'm very, very tempted, so I'll just go and have another look at this finance agreement. Come on. Today we're going to talk about flying machines. No, not over here, this way. Not that kind of flying machine. This kind of flying machine. This is actually Blackpool Airport, and believe it or not, we're only 25 minutes away from the Isle of Man here. So if you fancy going to TT and you've not got a bike, then you can come here and it'll only take you 25 minutes. But you won't be going in one of them. What you might want to do is go on one of these, because this is the business, the CBR 600. Been around now since 1987, when it was known as the CBR 600 FH model. This is a 96 version, and it's the FT. And as the sticker on the tank indicates here, over 200,000 units sold. In fact, it's constantly outsold its nearest rivals in the 600cc market. Well, that old Vulcan there is well and truly grounded, but this one is just about to take off. And boy, does it take off. Hits 6,000 revs, and from then on, the performance is nothing short of mind-blowing. For just 7 grand, you get 97 brake horsepower and 150 miles per hour at your fingertips. This bike can be seriously fast. But it doesn't have to be. He's back on the gas, and the CBR's quite at home, trolling through the city streets. But that gets very, very boring.
Where on earth have you been, mate? Matt's got a customer for this bike.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I bet I mean it's. You can't keep off it. Great bike. But I thought I'd go for a long ride. You see.
Yeah, what, like Amsterdam?
Well, yeah, I'm after some tulips for the wife. You know, it's a good
Right,
swap, isn't it? That?
Yeah. He's got a customer for the bike. That'll make this sticker out of date. That'll be 200,001.
Is that it?
Get your backside off
Another
it.
one sold, eh?
Matt wants it. Take it
Well,
home with him.
all right, fair enough. Well, I'll leave the keys in it for you, Matt. No, I won't. There's the keys. Cheers. Thank you very much.
And I'm off.
Well, I haven't got a lift home now. You're taking the bike?
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Do you want this?
Yeah.
You better have them as well. Wayne?
Wayne?
Wayne? Wayne?
Hello, Paul. You alright, mate?
Yeah, no, well, no, not really. I'm in need of a lift, mate. Bikeless I am.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Bikeless like me, you've never organised me a road test.
Yeah, but you won't leave
Same
me.
bikeless, is it?
You wouldn't leave me here, 60 miles from home, mate.
Yeah, I would.
You would?
I would.
No.
See you, mate. All the best. Ta-ra.
Oh, Wayne!
Well, this is a stripped down bike, as I'm sure you can see, but you might also have seen Diana on the crossbow calendar. Now, Diana, there's a young lady here, a very attractive young lady, and I'm covering her modesty, but this thing, women in bikes, you must have a position on this, if you excuse the phrase.
Oh, good one. A position, actually, I sit on the fence. Like, sorry, I'm finding it very difficult to cover her boobs. I don't know. I personally think in the right hands it's okay.
I like that. That's the wrong word.
It's just not something I would personally want to do. I have no problem with women who want to do it. I think women who get very uptight and insecure about it, just loosen up a little bit. It's nothing to be insecure about. It's pure titillation and it's human. I'm one to talk. I was for nearly 5 years part of a show which embodied literally titillation and sport, which was Gladiators. You can't get away from it, and I think whether you're male or female, we all respond to it. It depends whether you want to be uptight about it.
Well, my hand's well and truly sweating now. I really ought to remove it, I think. But
What do you think, though, Jeff?
me, should I really say?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for everything, folks. And
Where's your time and where's your place?
oh well, there's an offer you can't refuse.